Greetings. I look at you and I smile. Happy to see you again. Here for another log in my vlog. Anyway, a little freeze right there. I thought I knew where I wanted to start, but I guess I didn't. Just for a moment, I was like second guessing, like, do I really want to start there? Where do I want to start? So I guess I can start here. Two things. I am a crafter and I love crafting journals, different types of journals, different kinds of journals made from just basically upcycling from used products, used things that we would ordinarily just take advantage of and throw away. And instead, what I do is I am an alchemist and I turn it into something worth holding your keepsake from within and cherishing it that way, turning it into a treasure, something meaningful. And so it inadvertently happened. It wasn't like a planned thing. Oh, let me do journals and make money off of this. No, I actually there was this journal that I liked, but I wasn't willing to pay the price for it because it was a mass produced journal. So it was there with about four or five other of the same type of journal. And I was like, I want to see if I can make something like that, but my own, unique. Let me see if I can do something like that, which I did. And I ended up showing everybody that I knew my journal, and they were like loving it. And they were like, oh my gosh, that's like a Harry Potter journal. So then they asked, me for it and started paying me. People were like, well, how much you would charge me? I said, look, I'm an amateur. I wasn't trying to do this to make money off. So, like, whatever you feel the value of it is worth for you to have this journal and to know that it is a unique journal that nobody in the world is ever going to have, that can ever have. And people started just giving me money to make their journals. And I'm talking a pretty penny, not something, we're talking like $100 or more. And so I was so grateful that that was happening. And so I realized it, saw it, and I took it and started to nurture that. And whatever fears and hindrances were there in the mindset at the time, I ignored them and just said, let's just go for it, see where it goes. So now I have this company with this business name that I want to put for it called Artisan Treasures. And I've had a few requests and it's been really fun making it. I've been having a blast with it. It's been a really great experience. But now I want to take it to the next level and like really, you know, get it where it needs to be, out recognized as a actual functioning business. Because like I said, it was just my crafting hobby. I just wanted to try to make a journal of something that I saw that I liked and wanted to see if I could make it myself, and it came out really good. So that's what I do, and I don't just do journals. I make handmade paper. I have had an interest in making ink, so I've started making ink now for dipping pens, calligraphy pens, and such. And also, I've gotten into making handmade beads. Like when I'm watching a movie or something, I'll sit down and I'll have at it. I'll pre-cut all my paper, and usually my papers are already pre-cut. They're pretty much like scrap papers and stuff, scrap strips and stuff. And I might angle out the papers for certain shapes and things. And I'm sitting in front watching, I'm watching a movie, making paper beads. Go figure. And it's something I love to do. And I make paper. I use whatever vegetation I have out in the backyard, and I take that, take it through the process for it to begin to function as something else new. So it'll actually live beyond its natural life, serving in other ways, like being paper. And it's really wonderful because I'm getting to see my own stuff, my own creations, and it's beautiful and it's fun, and it's all happening at the same time that I'm learning how to manifest. So, and the funny thing is, there are no shortcuts. You just have fun with it. There's no such thing as shortcuts. You either do, you don't. And when the momentum is there, I go for it. When the momentum dies down, I die down with it. I'm like, all right, this is a time of rest for some reason, whatever, I don't know. But when the body calls for it, when spirit calls for it, that's what we do. And I'm good with it. I've learned to be okay with that. So I've learned to be okay, and I think I've actually I'm out in the garage and there's a mosquito that's biting my hand. It's driving me nuts. Anyway, so I've learned to be okay with. I'm so sorry, but I'm so sorry for the mess with the camera going all over the place. But I do not edit, so please bear with me. So that's one thing. The other thing is, now that's what's happened with my business. And also I do have a YouTube. Wait, that's this right here. So I've never done this before because this is not for teaching or guiding. This is just my journal. But if you do want to follow me, come, and get more from me because it resonates with you. You feel like you're not alone. I'm going through things that nobody talks about or whatever. Listen, hey, please subscribe. It's probably the only time you'll ever hear me say that. Anyway, the other thing is that every day I'm working on my manifestation. And in order to be able to be a good manifester, then one of the things that I'm learning is you do have to be present. You have to be in the now. And you have to be present every moment of the day. And it really is not hard, because basically it's what we would call it outside of the spiritual realm. You would just call it self-accountability, self-discipline, analyzing yourself, watching yourself, and how you're behaving, is how you're behaving the way you want to be treated. I mean, that makes it so much easier for me. That's what I do. It's like, am I being treated the way, am I treating this person the way that I want to be treated? If this person, if I hurt this person's feelings, for some reason, was I being mindful? Was I being present? Usually I am, so I usually don't have to go through that, but sometimes there are those moments where I'm like, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to feel about this, or I don't know, not how I'm supposed to feel about it, but I'm not sure what I'm feeling, how I'm supposed to respond based on what I'm feeling. So that's when I give it to the universe. That's when I give it to my higher self and say, all right, I'll let you handle that, because I don't know what to do with that. I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about that. I don't know why I feel like it doesn't resonate. Like maybe I did something wrong, but I'm not sure what I did wrong, if that is what I'm feeling. Sometimes you can't always identify. Leave that up to your higher self. Give that to the higher self, and say, hey, help me with this. Handle this for me, please, because I need help. Because we always do. We always need help. And I'm about to kill this mosquito. So anyway, so as far as what I was saying about working on manifestation, so several days ago, I think earlier this past week, I was driving the SUV, taking my son to the park, and I noticed upon leaving the driveway that I felt some grinding. Now, we were kind of feeling things before, but it wasn't like anything to really be just to be scared of or anything. And we thought, oh, okay, well, maybe it's because it's almost getting time for, the brakes to change or what have you. I don't know. We didn't know. So as I'm leaving, pulling out of the driveway, turning the wheels, there's grinding. And I'm like, oh, that's weird. That's really strong. And it's working on both ways. Anyway, we stop to the store, get him some water. Then from the store, we go to the park. I drop him off at the park. I'm pulling out and getting ready to head out into the side road that leads to the main street. That's where I want to go. And I'm pulling up to the stop sign that leads to the side road, and I'm feeling the grinding on the brakes and some hesitation. And I was like, ooh, what is going on? There's more grinding, and this time it's me being on the brakes, not me backing out and turning. So I look behind me, and there's like a handicap straight behind me, so I pull back. Called AAA, said, listen, this is what's going on. Called AAA, asked for roadside assistance. And I said to myself, you know what? When I call for the roadside assistance, it's going to be here in 5 minutes. Now, at first, I was like, 5 minutes is really, okay, come on. Come on. So I said, you know what? Roadside assistance, they're going to be here no more than 10, 20 minutes. That's what I chose. That's what I believed. And that's what I held on to. And I didn't think more of it. All I did was went through the process, and I said, everything's going to happen smoothly. I'm going to get a ride home, back to because that's where I wanted to go with the truck, and get a ride home. And it's going to happen smooth. And that means it was meant to happen. And that was my manifestation. And then, so I'm on the phone with a friend, and next thing you know, 15 minutes later, a tow truck guy came. And he was like, yeah, sure, you can ride with me. Man, I was tripping because I was like, I really manifested this. I was like, I am not going to be sitting here for no 2 hours. I don't care what anybody says. Because people know when you call your insurance company, it takes forever. Well, back in the day, it took 2, sometimes 3 hours. I have waited 3 hours with a friend for her car to be towed. So, yeah. 15 minutes. And he was a really great guy. Really nice, professional, but very nice. Knew what he was doing, worked smoothly, was easy. We was on the move, easy peasy, in like 15 minutes, boom, done. So that is one thing that I've noticed, just sitting in the midst of what you may feel is nothing going on, stagnant, you're stuck. It's not always just that. Sometimes when nothing is going on, there's a lot going on that our eyes do not see. Because our eyes only see 1% of the spectrum of everything. If that makes sense. 1%. If that, I don't know. But we are all here. And having our experiences. And now is our opportunity to learn together with each other, for Gaia, the earth. To allow love to just reign freely, unconditionally. So thank you for listening. Have a blessed day. It's one of these random moments that I just wanted to come on and share with you. And I've also decided I'm not going to do every Wednesday. Y'all get to witness and see my struggle as trying to be consistent on YouTube. Gosh, I'm hardly consistent in anything in my life. I mean, I'm consistent in things that need to be consistent in, of course. But come on, a schedule? That is sometimes difficult for me, being a Libra and, who I am. But anyway, I'm just going to go ahead. Let's go back to the drawing board and start at square one. And I'm just going to go ahead and just record at random. I think that is even most authentic. I think a lot of that happens anyway. That's why there's some really cool YouTube videos out there and shorts out there, but I think it's good for me to just be random and just go with the flow. I've just decided that my success in YouTube has nothing to do with what I do to make it successful. The only thing I need to do is to allow myself to be seen, and if it can help others and resonate with them well and bring some love and light and inspiration into their lives and help them in their awakening process, then it's worth it. And that is what it is all based on, is how I see my channel. And I already see success because I've already stepped into the embodiment of that version of me, that highest version of me. And that higher version of me has already channeled with me. So everything that I'm doing is based on what I choose to see And I've already done that and let it go. So now I'm just enjoying my life. And I'm watching how manifestation, let me tell you, if you got a sharp eye, it's amazing when you see it happening. But a lot of times, especially when you're like new to manifesting intentionally, it will creep up on you, and before you know it, you are already in the manifestation of what you've been wanting. So hold your head up. Be encouraged. Be inspired. Allow yourself to love yourself unconditionally. That's what I always tell myself. Namaste. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening through it. I love you.